The following may contain language that is not suitable for all audiences. It's time for the Low Fat Podcast.
Woo!
Oh, we'll do it again.
Damn, I think you broke with a glass, dude.
All right, so on my internet searches, not search, but just kind of tooling around for stuff to watch, I came across this one guy named Tim Pool. Shout out to Tim. I know he's not listening. who essentially, I guess, aggregates the news and reads it. But he was talking about how he thinks that we should go back, kind of.
Back to what?
Locally.
Okay.
You know, like the Senate being elected by the states, like they used to be.
Really?
And that led me to the whole idea of why that was stopped in the first place.
Which was why?
Okay.
Well, do you know the answer?
Yes. Well, I think I know the answer. But essentially, back in the olden days, when our republic was young, well, the original idea of the republic was the populace, the unwashed masses, you and me, we elect our local officials, right, for our state leadership, right?
Right.
And for the federal leadership, we elect Congress. We elect our member of Congress.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
This is the old system.
And it still works, right? And then
No, Congress elects the Senate. No?
No. So we elect our representatives to Congress and we elect our state representatives, right? So then in the federal government, right, for the upper house, the Senate, the states, the people that we elected kind of elect who represents the states and they become the senators.
Right.
And then...
And the number of senators is based on population.
No, the number of numbers of representatives in the House of Representatives in Congress is based on population.
Okay.
The Senate always has 2 reps per state. And then for the president of the federal government, again, it's the people that we elected who elected the people to represent the states. Those folks get together and they elect the president. So we don't elect the president. This whole thing about everybody going nuts about, oh, Joe Biden is the president, or oh, Barack Obama is the president, or oh, Donald Trump is the president, that's kind of bunk because we never elect the president. We the unwashed masses, tell who we'd like, and laws have changed to where the electors have to elect who we like. Some states have changed that law, and funnily enough, as an aside, I will say this. There is talk about people being faithless electors and, you know, overriding the shenanigans that they think went on and electing, right? Mm-hmm. Which is oddly the same thing that happened 4 years ago when when all those celebrities came out and was telling electors to disregard.
Right.
Right? So
which comes back to the theme that we started talking about. Right,
that you disagreed with. That now I can think of one example where, well, no, the winning side this cycle was the losing side the last cycle, and one of the things that the losing side last cycle kind of proposed, the losing side this cycle has been proposed too. But to go back, so before 1913, the senators were appointed or elected by the people that the people elected. And I believe the reason why that stopped was because of machine politics. And, you know, there are lots of places that still do the machine politics. Like people don't really get that local politics kind of rules a lot more.
What is machine politics?
If I remember correctly from my 8th grade civics class, basically like in a city like New York, right? Each party essentially had a quote-unquote machine. And the most famous one in New York is Tammany Hall with the Democrats. I don't know what the Republicans had back then. But essentially, there were these guys in the back rooms that really, you know, you wanted to be an alderman, you wanted to be a city council member, which is the same as an alderman, but you wanted anything to happen in that city, you had to go through, for whatever party, you had to go through that machine. Okay. I don't know why they call it a machine.
Okay.
Right? But, so basically there were all these power brokers. And so I don't know my recollection of stuff is getting really fuzzy. So this is basically made up.
Okay.
So I think what started to happen was like when people were getting elected president, they couldn't even pick their own. One of the gripes, and I forget which one it was, like Harding or somebody, but presidential candidates or presidents would gripe about how their cabinets, they had no choice.
Right.
Because in order for them to win, they had to go through all the party machines in every state.
Right. And then they were stuck with,
and they owed favors.
Right.
So, okay, we'll get you these votes, but you need to do this. Or, okay, we'll get you these votes, but you need to do this. And as you know, I aggregate a bunch of news sources myself, between, right-leaning stuff and left-leaning stuff. And I read a pretty good thing on not too long ago. Well, it was the Federalist, actually. And it was talking about the machine politics in Philly.
Okay.
And the judges, and these journalists were pointing out about, because they were talking about this one guy. I don't know if he's still in Philly doing this stuff, but he's basically been in prison and all this, and all the judges in Philly basically appointed, and they owe
this guy.
Well, they owe the machine.
Right.
So if you think, and the machine is actually a democratic machine, so if you think that anything that goes through the city municipal stuff in Philly, the judges, I guess they're elected for 10-year terms or appointed for 10-year terms, but they're not gonna sway.
Wow.
But so I think the argument was to get away from the machines, that the vote was then granted, like for the Senate, was granted to the people of each state, which sitting here right now, I don't know why, because I personally, and this is a thought that has come about. Well, it's been percolating for the last 5 or 6 years, but I think doing stuff more locally is the way to go. And it has nothing to do with politics. It has everything to do with my observations on life since iPhone 1.
iPhone 1?
Yeah.
That's odd.
What do you mean?
When did iPhone 1 come on?
Oh, like 2006, 7?
Right.
Right?
And I can't remember.
Well, 12 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because
they come out with a new iPhone every year, right?
Yep.
So like all the social media stuff and all the everything that's been going on has really made it easier for people to kind of check out. And even the way the social media stuff is designed, it's designed to have people check out. Now, growing up or coming into young adulthood, when I came into young adulthood, I don't know how it was like for you. And if you want, you can tell me. But for me, it was extraordinary. It was and is extraordinarily hard for me to meet people and have like a circle of friends.
Okay.
And whatever outside of school. School stopped. Basically, I've made no really new friends.
Well, I had a lot of friends at school who aren't my friends anymore.
So essentially, you're saying the same thing. School stopped and you really haven't made any new friends.
No.
Now, I don't know if that's a male thing, but I know plenty of women that are just like, oh, you just need to go out there and, you'll make friends. I'm just like, you don't seem to understand that as a man, if you're a man alone that walks into a bar, the only way for you to make friends is for you to go out and talk to everybody. As a man in life, the only way that you're going to make friends is for you either to be put in a situation with a bunch of other people, like the military, or work, right? But I work in a distributed office. I am not in the military. I do not go to church.
Right. Yeah. Church is the other one. That's what I was going to say.
I do have acquaintances that I would like to call friends in my little condo complex that I live in. But I don't, and at this stage of my life, I'm a complete failure in the relationship family vein. And when I say that, it just means that I haven't gotten married and have kids. Not that, as family goes, I think I got the best family on earth.
Yeah, your family's great.
But I've not done what is expected of people to do as they go into adulthood, which is,
procreate.
Sure, but if it just means procreating, then that's easy.
Well, procreate and raising children.
getting married and having a family is what I'm talking about. Straight
Right.
procreation is not a problem. If I want to do it, I could have about 80 kids right now.
Right. Well, I meant having a family.
And, I could be, this might be really presumptuous on my part, but I think that I could be the best deadbeat dad there is. In terms of just spreading seed and not seeing any of my kids.
But you're not interested in doing that, though.
Quite frankly, it's too easy and it's kind of juvenile.
Yeah.
In my opinion. And if anybody wants to figure out why, y'all should ask. Comment, hint, hint. And I don't mean the bots that keep on commenting.
Yeah, check out this porn site.
But so yeah, I'm actually kind of in agreement. I've always thought, well, I don't know why we should elect our senators, because it makes it too, I think the way life is centered, it's really too easy for us to not do anything. I mean, people sit there and talk about how elections are so important and, civic duty, this is the most important thing. If it's that important, why do they only want you to do it once every 4 years and then just go F off? I mean, that's something that should like a light bulb should go off in your head. Why is it that once every election cycle, it is the most important election in our lifetime? And what you need to do is check off a box and then, excuse my language, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
That to me is incredibly suspect. But people are happy to do it that way, right?
Because the other way is harder.
Well, but I got news for you. It's hard.
Yeah.
Life is hard. And again, it's a real pithy statement. I really hate hearing it when other people say it. So I'm pretty sure other people probably hate it when I say it. But come on. All these people want to lose weight. You want to lose weight? There's a way to do it. Surefire. Nobody wants to do that because it's just, I don't want to do that. Well, then you know what? Stay fat and don't complain.
Right.
Now, but you're going to complain, but please complain to someone who cares. I complain about how fat I am all the time, but I think you can't complain about something and not do anything. Which is essentially what all of us do. And it's really quite annoying. All right. Well, it's time to shine a light on me. I complain a lot about being a professional failure. I'm pretty sure everybody's sitting there going, well, why don't you go get a job then? You don't think I tried?
I hate it when people say shit like that too.
Or,
maybe you're not trying hard enough.
Maybe.
But that's that's a fucked up thing to say to somebody.
Well, the funny thing, if they can take it when you say the exact same thing to them, well, then they can go F off. See, I'm very big on that.
I don't think they could take it. I don't think most people that say it, when they say it to you, if the shoe was on the other foot, then they wouldn't be very happy.
Tough.
Yeah.
That's what I say. So yeah, so on the whole go local thing, I do think that there has been a lot of things that occurred that have taken me away from whatever it is it's supposed to be. Now, I'm not saying I am, because I did used to go to church and, it's just not my bag. I have dated, and either I am just the most unlovable person on earth, or the people that show up just, because this is my own personal attitude now. I feel that I don't know what it is about me, but everyone thinks that I am the accessible challenge. And what that means is every woman that I've met would think they can do better than me. Odd. A lot of the men that I meet pretty much think that they're probably smarter than me and they could probably kick my butt. And they probably could. I'm not a fighter. So, but I do get the distinct feeling when I come across people there are a lot of people that think of me as like the accessible challenge, the person that is easily surmounted.
It's weird.
Or surmountable with less effort than one would want to give. And so, because like I've gone on a lot of dates, years ago. And even the women that on the first meeting, I was like, I don't know if this woman's right for me or if I will want to pursue anything, but I'll keep right? I mean, who can't keep it together for a couple hours, right? So, I need to, I need to meet them a little bit more to find out whether, there's some compatibility going or whatnot, right? A lot of women were just like, nah. I'm like, okay. Some women were like, yeah. And, we'd go out some more, and then it's just like, nah. I'm like, well, it's a good thing I agree with you. So, all right. But I don't know why. I don't know how we came to this from where we started.
I don't know either.
But I do. I do think that it is really important that we try to kind of get away from the things that have isolated us, because I don't really think we're geared to living like a bear.
No. The life of the city.
What do you mean?
It's just a quote by Aristotle, who said people are the life of the city.
Again.
Well, he meant we're social creatures. He meant we're supposed to interact. We're supposed to do all that stuff you're talking about.
Right.
The civic stuff, the interaction.
You could do that on a farm. I get what you mean, but, sometimes you throw out these statements that seem to come out of left field, and there has to be some digging to find out where you're coming from. And then you're like, oh.
Well,
okay.
I guess it's not just the life of the city, it's the life of anywhere.
See, that would make more sense.
But that's just the quote. But
you cut me off, because what I was going to say is there are times where you say stuff and it's like, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. And then you dig deeper and then it's confirmed. Yes, that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. But annoyingly, you're not consistent that way. You'll do that a while, and then like every now and then you'll come up with something and I'm like, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. What do you mean? And you dig down a little bit deep, and I dig down a little bit deeper, and you're like, and I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense. Damn it. Now I can't sit there and dismiss everything you say. So that's the annoying thing about you on many occasions.
I'm just depressed.
I don't know why you didn't work on anybody's campaign.
Yeah.
You can't even vote.
Yeah.
So why do you care?
I don't know. I just feel like the next 4 years are going to suck.
Any more than the last 4 years did?
More.
Based on what?
It's just a feeling.
Well, okay. So if all things being equal, let's say the populace do think that Joe Biden should be the next president. Mm-hmm. They also decided that he should be a president with absolutely no power.
Yeah. Wow.
He should be the president of a gridlocked lawmaking branch. What are you depressed about?
That's crazy.
The people who should be depressed are the people that are honking their horns right now thinking, oh yeah, my guy won. Yeah, your guy won. And unless the two Senate seats in Georgia go for the Democrats, which I don't think they will, because the only reason why there are runoffs there is because Georgia sits there and says, okay, as many people as you want can run for the Senate. Mm-hmm. And the one who gets the majority wins. Well, nobody got a 50% majority.
Oh, yeah, they thought somebody was going to, right?
Well, he did have the majority for a while, but I think Purdue, I think is his name, but it kind of went away. So now there's runoffs between the top two.
Right.
So now they're going to think, okay, well, the people that were leading but didn't get a majority are now going to lose when a third or maybe I can't remember in Purdue's case, but I know in the other senators, in the other woman, in her, there were 3 for her spot too, right? And she didn't, and she still had the lead.
Yeah.
So if the 2 leading candidates in a runoff lose, I'm going to think something's up.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it was a Republican senator or Democratic senator, right?
Yeah.
So So everyone's kind of assuming that the 2 leading candidates are going to win their runoff elections.
Right.
Those 2 leading candidates were both on the Republican side.
Right.
So the Senate still has a Republican majority.
Right.
In Congress, in the House of Representatives, the Democrats still have a majority, but their majority has been...
It shrunk.
It shrank, yeah.
It's like 10 or 12.
Yeah, I think they net lost like 6 or 7 seats.
Yeah. I thought it might be more, but yeah.
Well,
they lost seats.
Net.
Oh, net.
So I think they gained a couple, but they lost more than they gained.
Right.
So now you've got a new president, but this president does not have what they call a mandate. Like everyone's like, oh, we believe that he's got a mandate. What is the mandate? You got a president with one branch of the legislative government not in his majority,
Right.
and the other branch and the other section of the legislative branch lost its comfortable majority.
Right.
So what's the only mandate I can see is people just didn't like Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's enough. We don't want him to be the president, but you know what? We don't want this other guy to have any power to do anything. Now, can he do a bunch of executive orders? Sure, but that's kind of what happened with the president when he was vice president.
Yeah.
And this is another thing, and I guess I'll end on that. This whole idea that all this stuff is going to happen, it's going to change because Joe Biden is the president-elect, barring any weird shenanigans or, super surprises going on. Mm-hmm. He was part of an administration that didn't get any of their stuff done that they wanted.
Yeah.
Well, they did. They got the Affordable Care Act passed, but it was, that's another thing. Like the Senate. Okay. Another example, right? I remember how there was all this talk about you need to get rid of the filibuster, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, right? When the shoe was on the other foot with those political parties, they were saying the exact opposite.
Yeah.
So, it's empirical, but I just, there's no way that you can sit there and tell me that people aren't pretty similar. The whole idea is like people sit there and attribute subhuman status to their opponents and stuff, right? To make it easier to hate them. But I'm just like, that's stupid. You hate people, you hate people.
Yeah.
This whole idea that I hate you because you're subhuman, maybe that's other people, but I don't like you. I don't like you.
Yeah.
I don't need to make up a reason why I don't like you. But that's because I don't think of myself as an angel, right? I don't think of myself as the pinnacle of humankind, as the benchmark that everyone should follow. Because
I do.
Well, okay, so that might be the difference. Because I don't think that way. If I don't like somebody, I just don't like them.
I have to have a reason, or even if it's a reason that I've made up.
Well, I have a reason too, but
I just don't like them.
Well, no, my reasons have nothing to do with that other person being an inferior human,
right,
or subhuman, or non-human, is what I'm saying. If I don't like you, I don't like you, and there are reasons why I don't like you.
Yeah,
and it's not because it's not because you're black, or because you're a woman, or because you're short, or because you're tall. I don't like you. You just happen to be black, or you happen to be a woman, or you happen to be tall. The reasons why I don't like you have nothing to do with what you are as a person.
Right.
And, I'm comfortable with that.